let's see what my grade on the part 1 was. That is about equal to 82%. And also, there was another part called that was separate, asking about our project, and it's only worth 5 points, so I guess it's not that much. I should get all those right, though, so it's another 5 points right there. So actually, if you take into account the second part where I should get 5 out of 5, let's see what my grade actually is. I didn't take that into account. 45.5 plus 5, and then divide that by 60. So instead of 82%, my grade right now kind of actually is, on this test, it should be 84%. Wow. Yeah, I guess I could say that from now on. I got 84% on that. So, hopefully you can still hear me with the fan. So yeah, I was hoping to get over 90% on the test. And also, by the way, we still have part 2, which I'm going to be doing after this vlog. In order to get 90% overall, let's actually calculate like what my grade would have to be. Should I even consider the part about the project? Because that kind of messes everything up. Dang. Should that be counted as part of my grade? I don't know. Let's just exclude it, just to make it simpler. So basically, let's say, what would I have to do to get 90%? Just 90%, not even 91 or 92. To get a 90% overall, I would have to get at least 90 points. And right now I have 45.5, so what is... Oh my goodness. I would have to get 44.5, so I'd have to get almost 100%. I'd have to only lose half a point. And I don't think there's any half point questions. So basically I would have to get 100% on this second part in order to get a 90% overall on the exam. But I don't really care about it that much. As long as I do decently well, like as long as I get like, even if I get 80%, even if I get 80% on the second part, I'm fine. I don't really care. At this point, I'm not too worried about it. Because, yeah. So anyways, I am not disappointed that I got 82% on the first part. I'm actually, okay, so considering how hard the exam was, I am actually very, very glad I got 82% because I do not deserve to get 82% on that exam, because basically every question pertaining to business valuation, I had no idea what the answer was. Even, oh my god, even though I looked through the PowerPoint, I thought that would be good enough to just read through the PowerPoint. I read through it twice, I kind of just skimmed over it, but that was still not good enough. Like, there was specific questions about business valuation that I didn't know how to answer. I was not expecting him to ask all those questions. It really sucks. So, yeah, I didn't really take a look to see like which ones I got right or whatever. I just, and also there was 2 questions that were relating to financial leverage, which I got wrong. So the only thing that I memorized for the test about financial leverage was the basic ratio to calculate it, which was EBIT divided by EBT. But for some reason, knowing that ratio apparently is not good enough to answer those questions. Like, you have to know more about it, I guess. So I missed both of the questions about financial leverage. I probably missed a bunch of the business valuation questions. I'm not sure what other questions I missed. There may have been a few other ones I'm not really thinking of, but considering how many questions on that test I had to just basically guess the answer, I am so glad I got 82%. I could have gotten like less than 60% if I just had bad luck and like got every single one of those other questions wrong. But, Now, so part 2 of the exam. I thought he said it was going to be due Friday, but he said it's due today. So whatever, I'll just do it now. Well, I'll do it after this vlog. So at least it's open book. Like a lot of the stuff on the the closed book exam, I probably could have answered a lot more of those questions if it was open book. Like if that test was open book, I might have actually gotten over 90% or maybe even like 100%. But since it wasn't, I got 82%. But since the second part is open book, maybe I'll have a much better chance of getting a good grade on it. And also, here's some good news about that, the second part of it. The second part, you have 2 hours to do it. It's a lot of time. I don't know why, but he only allowed us 1 hour and 15 minutes for the first part 1, and that was kind of difficult to finish that quickly. Like, there were like 10 minutes left, and I still had like 10 questions I hadn't answered, and they were all the questions that I didn't know the answer to, obviously. But yeah, it wouldn't have really mattered much, I guess, because it's not like it was hard to like do all the math questions. It was mostly just questions that were conceptual, that related to business valuation, that I had trouble with. But yeah, I basically took almost all the time to take the exam. So anyways, and he said, like right at the beginning, he was like, do not be insulted by how easy that you may find this exam. He thinks that exam was easy. He thinks he gave us an easy exam. Really? You really think that was easy? I mean, maybe it would have been easy if I had actually studied the business valuation thing a little bit more, but I don't know. Like the financial leverage questions, like, oh man. Oh yeah, there was a question about, so basically it was like, it gave you the sales revenue of 2 companies for 3 years, and then it gave you the research and development, and then it said, and then it asked a bunch of, and then it was like, which one of these statements is true? And then it made a bunch of statements about how, quote, research intensive these companies are. So I thought that basically meant that, like, what is the percentage of research and expense, or research and development expense compared to their sales revenue? So I basically calculated all that stuff, and of course, 2 of the answers seem like they're the right answer. As far as I could tell, 2 of the answers looked like they were right. And I asked him about that in class, and he looked it over, and he's like, nope, only one's right. I'm like, what? How? They all are asking basically the same thing. Like, all of the statements were like, this company is more research intensive than this company, or this company was more research intensive in 2016 than in 2015. Well, doesn't that just mean the percentage of the research and development compared to the sales revenue? That's how it is for every single question, so I don't understand. Now, wait, let's see if I got that right. I can actually see if I got that right. I just picked one of the 2 that I thought was correct, because I thought there were 2 correct answers. Let's see. That's hilarious. The question I was just railing against, I got the right answer, which is really weird. Like, I don't understand why one of the other 2 answers. So basically, Apple Incorporated has become less R&D intensive over the 3 years. I thought that was also a correct statement, because the percentage of their research and development in comparison to their sales revenue decreased over all 3 years. So I don't understand why that's not a correct answer. Luckily, I just so happened to pick the correct answer. So I guess I shouldn't be mad at that one, but still, I guess I'll look at some other ones I got wrong. The financial leverage, of course, I got that wrong. Oh, how come? What the heck is this freaking question? It says, if a company's current ratio increases from 1.1 to 1.3, it can be concluded that I answer the liquidity has increased. But the answer is none of the above. Of freaking course. That isn't a current ratio a measure of liquidity. That's just a trick question. It's like, oh, no, you're good. That's not enough information. You must look at all the ratios. Ugh. Dang it, come on. it's a liquidity ratio. You say the liquidity ratio goes up. If the liquidity ratio goes up, that means the company is more liquid or has better liquidity. Its liquidity has increased. So, come on, that's just a trick question. Come on, dude. And then what's another question I got wrong? Oh my god, this question was weird. I did some math for this question. What? I did math for this question and I got the wrong answer? Come on, dude. I don't know. I wonder what I did wrong. I have no idea what I did wrong on that question. That's kind of a hard question, honestly. What about another one I got wrong? Wait, what? Okay. It took a while to find another question I got wrong. Oh, come on, dude. Which of the following account for some of the difference in observed price to earnings ratios? So apparently the second thing is not. Okay, so that question it said for second option it said ABC has a higher cost of equity capital. I don't even know what the heck that means. Actually, I kind of do know. So like we were doing that stuff in corporate finance, but guess what? We weren't talking about the cost of capital in financial statement. But I remembered from corporate finance that cost of capital is like, you know, the cost of capital. I don't feel like explaining it, but why should we be expected to know this one when we never talked about cost of equity capital ever in this class? And then this one that was the financial leverage question, and then this stinking question. Oh, come on, dude. God dang it. It said interim financial reports are generally prepared using the same accounting methods as used for the annual financial reports. Ah, I got that wrong. I said it was false. Dang. Oh no. You know what's hilarious? I did not get a single business valuation question wrong. Looking back at this test, I did not get a single business valuation question wrong, which is so stupid. I should not have gotten any of them right. I didn't know the answer to them. That's so funny. What? What? Wow. What? This is crazy. All the questions I got wrong were either financial leverage or they were really confusing questions. And the interim reports, I got that wrong. Wow. There is no way I could have prepared for this test and gotten those questions right. I don't think, even if I had read up more on the business valuation, it wouldn't have helped at all. The financial leverage thing, interim financial reports, dang. What was the other thing? A question about the price to earnings ratio that I got wrong because it was a really confusing question. One of the options was talking about higher cost of equity capital, which we literally never talked about. Nice. And what was the other one I got wrong? This question about gross margin percentage. I have no idea what I did wrong there. That was a really weird question. I know what gross margin is, but I still got the question wrong. And then this one was, this really confusing question about current ratio, where it says, even if the current ratio increases, apparently that does not necessarily mean that the company's liquidity has increased. Are you serious? That's literally one of the main points of our textbook. The current ratio is a liquidity ratio. So why is it because you don't have enough information? That's just a trick question. Nobody's gonna get that right. And then financial leverage again. I'd say most of the questions I got wrong are not really my fault, honestly. I mean, maybe they're all my fault, who knows? But guess what? Here's some evidence to suggest that maybe this was an unfair test, just like the first test. Guess what the highest grade on this test is? You get to see everyone's grade. Well, you don't get to see everyone's grade, but you get to see the highest grade in the class, the lowest, and the mean. Guess what the highest grade was? Okay, first of all, what was my score? My score was 45.5 out of 55. What was the highest score in the class? 46.5. That just goes to show that how terrible that test was. Nobody did well. The highest grade on that test was 84%. What the heck was that? No, I shouldn't even be surprised. That's just like the first test. I shouldn't even be surprised. Oh man, what's gonna happen in the second part? Now I'm getting nervous. Because the second part's probably gonna be very similar, just like last time. Oh man. So last test I ended up with slightly higher grades there, like 84% or something. It's funny, on the take home part of the last test, I only did 1 point better. 1 point. So anyways, well, at least we have 2 hours. Man, this could be bad. This could be really bad. I mean, maybe financial leverage. If I had access to the open book, I probably would have gotten the financial leverage questions right, and maybe the interim report question right. So there's like 3 questions I could have gotten right if I had access to open book. But all the other ones, I don't think I would have gotten it either way. Because like the stinking liquidity, current ratio and liquidity, that is such a trick question. And the gross margin one, that was kind of complicated. I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I did everything correctly there. Anyways. What do we have left after today? Like, if I was to take the test today and then do nothing for the rest of the day, what would I have to do tomorrow? Well, I would have to read all of the readings for human resource management, which could take a long time, but I'm not really sure how many readings there are. Maybe it wouldn't take that long. And then take the test, of course, and then complete the course reflection, and also fix up our group projects and turn them in. So yeah, I think I could manage it, but I don't know. We'll see what I feel like doing. We'll see what I feel like. It's pretty manageable, I'd say, the amount of work I have to complete over the next couple of days. Wow. Oh, come on, let's go to the bathroom again. No. I guess I'll do it after the vlog. Oh my gosh. Well, here we go. About to take part 2 of the super unfair test. I guess I'll be satisfied as long as I get more than 80%. Oh my god. Seriously, your goal for a test is to get 80% or better? Like, that's not good. Usually you should be able to do much better than 80%. Like an open book test, you should expect to be able to get 100% on it because it's open book. But nope, not for this test. This test, I'll be perfectly satisfied if I get more than 80%. Oh man. Dude, I got 100% on the last corporate finance test. Okay, sure, I had unlimited time, but still. It's so funny how everyone did bad. Everyone did bad on the test. I saw the worst score was 30.5, which is 55%. The worst score was 55%, and the best score was 84%. I mean, at least nobody got zero. I mean, it's kind of hard to get zero on like a multiple choice test where a bunch of the questions were true false, and then a bunch of them had 4 options. So, like, the worst possible score in terms of probability, like, you would expect probably to get like 40 or 30%. So, no. That is so ridiculous. How I didn't get a single business valuation question wrong, and at the same time, every single business valuation question, I didn't know the answer to. Like, that is ridiculous. I think I got so lucky in that test. I should be so happy what happened. Oh my God. Wow. I think, I don't know. Like, I kind of just used my common sense, estimated guesses, or educated guesses to get those answers, and I got all of them right. My God. It's not like I completely just guessed. Like, I didn't just pick random answers. I actually looked at it and thought about it and thought about, like give an educated guess on the answers. And I just so happened to get all of them right. Part of it's luck, part of it is I used my common sense. Anyways. What the heck is the second part of the test going to be? Oh man. I won't even know what my score is until probably like 2 days later, maybe even like 3 or 4 days later. I don't know when he's going to grade it. When is he going to grade all of our stuff? I don't know when the final grades are due. Actually, I could check that. Let's check when final grades are due. We have the calendar. Yeah, it's possible I won't even know the results of this test till like a week later. I should be able to know a lot of, like, half the results. Like the last test, a bunch of them were multiple choice questions. So I should be able to know about half the results today, but the other half will not be for a while. Come on, why is it taking forever? Dude, stop taking forever. Hurry up. Is it my internet being bad now? No. YouTube opened just fine. This is taking 5 years. No, it only took 1 second when I refreshed the page. That's hilarious. Okay. So we're going to the end here. The final grades are due on the 18th. What day is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later. So, oh wait, I'm an idiot. It literally says right here Wednesday. So it's possible I might not know my grades till the following Wednesday. which is almost a week from today. It's like 6 days from today. Wow. Wow. Oh boy, oh boy. And then it says the actual full summer grades available to view on Pass is not even available till Friday, but I should be able to get my grade for the test by Wednesday. Yep. Okay, now what else am I gonna do to procrastinate on doing this exam? Oh yeah, I guess I could say how the studying went this morning. It actually went pretty well. I did 2.5 hours of studying. I went through all of the worksheets that I posted on the announcements, and they were actually pretty easy. And then I went over my study guide, and yeah, I did not forget a single thing on my study guide, which is pretty cool. Basically everything that I studied, I perfectly remembered. But the reason why I missed questions was because, of course, I didn't. A lot of questions were stuff that I had not studied because I didn't know I had to study it. So, honestly, I don't know how much of that is even my fault. I mean, I take full responsibility for the fact that I did not study everything. I just studied the things that I thought were most likely going to be on the test, and I was certain, or at least had a very good idea, that it would be on the test. So. Anyways. So close to done. Only today and tomorrow. So stinking close. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. So, yeah, my grade in the class overall actually went down to 86%. It only went down 1%, which is pretty interesting. My grade was 87, now it's at 86. And if I get 100% on literally everything else, I can still get an A minus, but I cannot get an A. Obviously, I can't get an A anymore. So an A minus still possible. Oh man, there's no way that's happening unless like some kind of miracle happens. We'll see. Whew. Oh boy. What else? What else? Nothing else. Oh yeah, I think I have to return my textbook. Man, it says I have to return it on Friday. Why would they make you return the textbook the last day of class? Because not everyone can get to the campus on the last day of class, and a lot of people may have to use their textbook all the way up until the very last moment of the very last day of class. So I don't understand why they would make you turn in your textbook then, at that point. But I guess I have a very good reason to turn it in then. You know what I'm going to do? So I think the only reason I would maybe need my textbook in between today and tomorrow is for the group projects if we want to change something. So after I take this exam, I'm actually going to look at the feedback he gave and see if I can, see what we need to do in that case, and maybe even do it if it's easy, and determine whether I need my textbook. If I need my textbook, then obviously I should probably just do it, and if I don't need my textbook, it doesn't matter when I do it because I'm going to be turning in my textbook tomorrow. I might literally drive to Platteville and turn in my textbook. So probably what I'm going to do is call the textbook center and just ask them if I just need to come and return my textbook, if I don't need my student ID or anything. But yeah, that shouldn't be that bad. I just have to find where I need to go. And I can just ask the person there, like, what are the directions to get there and whatnot. So turning in the textbook is no big deal. Should be fine. I literally have never set foot on the campus since going there, which is so weird. But this will be the first time I do that. It's going to be such fun. Not really. Yeah, I'm going to have to make a trip to Platteville tomorrow. Fun. Ugh. Dang it. Wait, when are they open? I'm going to look up when they're open because I don't know if I want to wait till tomorrow to call them. Maybe I'll call them today. Let's see, UW Platteville Textbook Center. Can you please tell me when you're open? It says it closes at 4 p.m. Oh, come on, man. It's open from 8 to 4. Okay, well, I'll just call them tomorrow morning at like 8. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. I don't have to go super early. In fact, I might actually go like more closer to lunchtime because I might go out to lunch. I might just get some like fast food afterwards. I don't know what fast food places are in Platteville. Do they have an A&W? Wait, let's see. UW Platteville. A&W. Oh, I'm so stupid. I typed UW Platteville. Not. I'm just supposed to type Platteville. Fade. A&W. Do they have drive-through? Yeah, they do actually. Well, that's cool. So there is an A&W there. Let's see. What's another restaurant like? Actually, it's mostly just Culver's and A&W. I don't know if I want to go there though. I went there like last week, and it was really expensive. With the type of food that I got, it was really expensive. If I did it a certain way, I could probably cut down the cost. Like, if I just get a hamburger, cheese curds, and a small root beer freeze, then it would probably be cheaper than Culver's. But instead, I got 2 hamburgers and I got a medium root beer freeze, and that cost $14. What? Man. I have my scratch paperwork for my exam. This is all the scratch paperwork I did for the exam. Wow, that's cool. I think, no, I think that's the question I got right? The gross profit question. No, yeah, I got this one right. This one right here I got right. But where's the math I did for the gross profit? Let's see. First, oh, here it is. I only wrote down 2 things, 0.46 and 0.47. I said it increased. Those are the numbers I got, 0.46 and 0.47. Like, basically what I assumed for for cost of goods sold was that cost of goods sold went up at the exact same rate as sales revenue. Maybe that was a bad assumption. I don't know. Like, it said it's variable cost of goods sold, so maybe I just assumed that cost of goods sold would go up at the exact same rate as sales revenue for that one thing. And I did all the math and came up with 0.46 and 0.47 for gross profit. And that means that it increased, but guess what? The answer is that it decreased. Gosh dang. Anyways, bye.